Have you ever felt like you take one step forward and then you take 3 steps back? Maybe it's in your faith, maybe it's with your family relationships during this crazy time with the coronavirus. Maybe for you, you just feel like that no matter what you do, you just can't change the situation, you can't win. Well, I want to tell you about something that happened in the life of a real guy in history. His name's Joseph, and he was a guy who had some serious family problems, and his brothers ended up beating him up. They threw him in a pit, and then they decided actually it'd be better if we just sold him into slavery. So he ends up in Egypt, in a guy named Potiphar's house, and that's his master now. And so he's in this terrible situation. He's stuck there, and he decides, I'm going to make the most of this situation. Maybe you can relate. You're like, okay, I'm stuck in the house with my family, or this whole coronavirus situation. It sucks. Like, let's just be real about it. This is not good. And so a lot of us were deciding, let's make the best of it. Let's try to connect with God and connect with our family. Let's learn a new skill. And we're doing all these things, and we're trying to do it right. But every time you take a step forward, you can expect a problem to come along. And so for Joseph, it was Potiphar's wife. Potiphar's wife, well, she thought Joseph was a looker. And he was a handsome guy. But she actually did even more than looking. She actually made a pass at Joseph and wanted to commit adultery with him. Well, Joseph, he said, no, I want to honor God and I want to honor my master. I'm not going to do that. So he does the right thing, and she actually accuses him of sexually assaulting her, which is obviously a massive deal. And so he ends up in prison. He takes 1 step forward, he does the right thing, and it's like he takes 10 steps backwards. And I want you to know that if you feel like you're trying to move forward, but you keep moving backwards, the Bible reminds us that even when Joseph was in the pit, and even when he ended up in prison, God was with him. God was taking these setbacks and setting him up to leverage them for something good, not just in his life, but in the life of the whole world and in the life of all of God's family. We'll talk about that tomorrow.